carnivore teeth. They can eat meat. Okay? The mastodon ate flesh. We almost got that. See how smooth that is? Feel
That's
it.
his tooth?
That's a tooth.
Oh my gosh.
Is that a big one?
That's a tooth.
Now, as big as that animal was, he probably weighed 7, 8 tons. Here's his bottom jawbone.
7 or 8 tons.
All over. Here's the other tooth. How nice and thin. You know what he lived on?
Head just to pick that up.
He lived on grass, little trees, bushes.
Is this, are his teeth, were his teeth smooth
The
like
grinding.
this?
Yeah, that's big round. And he never had a cavity, they never had a toothache. Them big roots on them teeth? Nice, Emmer. You know how old this animal is? How old do you think? Give or take 1 million years or two. He's 20 to 25 million years old. That's how old he is. Look one of them. 7.5 pounds apiece. Don't drop it.
No, I won't.
No.
Don't drop it. You want to lift one of them?
Hold on tight.
Very heavy,
Hold on real
honey.
tight. It's real heavy. You know what an elephant's got them horns sticking out of his head? What do they call it? Right, his tusk, okay? We got some of that too. This elephant's tusk was 16 feet long.
That's across this room. That's across the
That's a
garage.
lot of long, why is
Yeah.
this garage, Andy?
But they weren't straight. They come out of his head and they went way over his head and he covered the top of his head up. That's his ivory. This is the base of it where it come right out of his head. That's the end of it where it fit right in his
Into
face.
his face, yeah.
This is about 3/4 way down where it starts getting smaller, and we had it clear to the tip where it come real sharp. But it was big, long thing that come clear over his head. Why did it come over his head? His head. You know how big his brain was? How big is your brain? Your brain is almost as big as your head. That's so you can learn and be smart. Leonard, you get tired of holding it? Nope. No. Here, set it up. You might get sweating and slip out of your hand and crack it on. Or I'd shit. I'd cry.
We got to put this one.
Okay. You know how big that elephant's brain was? Well, his brain was just as big as my 2 fists. That's all the bigger his brain was, as big as he was. Just that small. Smaller than your sister's. Somewhere in that box down there on the bottom, I got his brain for the cavity, for the brain nest. Real big animal, but no brains. You hear of Devil's Hole, Idaho? You heard of it.
Yeah.
You heard people talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what made that Devil's Hole? A meteor. We got hit by a meteor. That's what shifted our Earth over and caused them glaciers to come pushing down, and it pushed all these animals in front of it, buried them in these quagmires like we got, and covered them up. Ours, here, 3 miles west of here, I'm out there digging, and Vic is supposed to come with the oldest boy fishing. When he come, just as he pulled up, I pulled a crane bucket up, and on that crane bucket was this. Actually, I got it in the box. That's what came out on the front of the bucket.
Oh my gosh.
These are ribs, and that's his backbones.
One of the vertebrae, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what that is.
Now you look at that vertebrae on there, it's as big as your sister's neck.
Oh.
That big? Could you imagine riding around on an elephant that big?
Compared to yours, which is about
Yeah.
this one's
You don't see elephants 16 feet tall today. Okay, that's the first thing that I dug up. But on that next day following, we dug it up. Oh, it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I know a photographer in Liberty that works for the Tribune. I called her up and she says, "You done what?" I says, "I got some kind of animal dug up here." And I says, "The bones are huge. I don't know what they are." She says, "I'll be right there." I says, "Give me some time." I says, "Because I'm sitting here naked." Because we had to take all of our clothes off because we jumped in that pile and we was mud clear up to our ears.
To dig from
Reaching
one?
around digging them out, and I had a whole bunch of it out already. So,
Was it just in one area? Like when you
no,
made one
I dig it up all the
spoonful?
time now. The anthropologist says there's a whole whole herd of them buried there. I dug up bones from saber-toothed tigers, people bones. I got scales from a dinosaur. I'll show them to you. I got to dig them out of the door in the house. I don't think
Is
that-
it just a particular type of peat or material that,
No, it's in marl. It's in our marl bed.
and is that's
What preserves.
what
people.
preserved?
Yeah.
They could have been all over this place decayed,
Yeah.
but they would have decayed away. But in that marl bed.
No, they got buried in this stuff. Now, how they got buried in here, if they didn't get buried by the glacier, how big do you think people were 20 million years ago?
So they were little, smaller than we are?
Just as tall as you. That's all the bigger people were then. And these animals were 16 feet tall, and they had to eat. The people did. They couldn't eat grass like these did. So they'd take these animals, if they didn't get buried in the mud, they would chase them with their little sticks and they would hurt them. Elephants are afraid of a mouse. So them little people, elephants was afraid of them. So they'd hurt them in these soft spots, and the elephants would sink in there. And they would jump on them backs of them animals with them little sticks they had, and they'd beat them on the head, which their brain was real thin. And they'd kill them, and they'd sit there and rip that hair and flesh off, and they'd sit there and eat until he'd sink clear down in the mud. Then they'd get up and they'd chase the rest of them down, and they'd sink another one in the mud. They always lived on meat.
That's the way
Just-
they ate, huh?
That's the way the people ate then, but they was only as big as you,
Now, what era? This is 20 million years ago.
20 to 25, yeah. They tried to carbon date it as close as they could
Yeah.
come with
Oh,
20,
yeah.
25 million years. He said give or take 5 million.
Were there people in those?
Yeah, sure were.
This is after the dinosaurs.
No, the dinosaurs roamed in
They were
this time,
still
yeah.
here? Was
But this is the only thing that stayed around here, because dinosaurs was more out west. You know where Dinosaur Park is at, and in
In
California,
Colorado?
in the tar pits,
Okay.
Alaska. From Alaska to Siberia, used to be a big, I don't know how wide that area was, the Bering Strait.
It was all
Yeah.
tied together.
That was all tied together, and there was a big lush green prairie across there, and these animals went from Africa, Asia, and they come across, and they walked across there to get over here. And when they got over here, when we got hit by that meteor where Devil's Hole, Idaho was at, that shifted the
Ah.
world around and knocked it off of its,
So
Axis.
that, yes. Okay.
that broke the ice loose. They claimed there was ice 3 miles high at the poles. And when we got hit, that broke all that ice loose, and it sent it down and pushed all these animals in front of it.
So they just more or less died?
What?
In
They
the-
got buried.
Mr. Futa, yeah.
Or in hell is gonna go. Okay, here's the head. What's left of it, besides what's in the box below there?
Get his attention.
Now here's where his ivory fit in. That's about straight. Should be up about like this to be straight.
Andy? Is that his head, part of his head?
Yeah, this is his head. Up to somewhere around here. This comes back a little farther, and that ivory fit inside of here, and the other one come in here.
Oh, they were real close together? Were they
Kind
were they above his jaw?
Yeah, up above his jaw.
Above his jaw? Okay.
Like right out of his
Below-
cheekbones or something?
Below where his nose comes in, is snoot. He had
His
Trunk?
trunk.
trunk.
Then his horns come out.
Okay, and then,
And then
his
the mouth
face.
underneath.
Then his
Then the mouth with the teeth was underneath it.
So that means he ground his food and stuff on the bottom
Right.
part of the soup.
On the top part of his head, with the teeth from the
Yeah.
bottom jaw. Right.
Now, is this the thing that fit in there, Paul?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
ivory.
that fit in that
That's
hole.
his chest.
Yeah.
Oh, just for the heck of it. What kind of hit do you think that is? Here, you can hold that, that's not
Be
it.
gentle.
What kind of animal do you think that is?
I don't know.
Horse? Can you guess? You like sausage for breakfast?
Yeah.
You do? You like bacon for breakfast?
What's that
That's what that's from. That's from a pig.
Oh my gosh.
I shot that one myself. See a bullet hole in his head?
That's less than
Right.
20 years old.
That's not very old. That's probably only about 6 years old. At the Navarre Museum, some kid says, we can't take them big teeth home, but that one kid grabbed this and he wiggled it around. He said, them teeth are loose. He says, could I take one? I said, yeah. So I pulled all them teeth out and I gave them to that little kid. He had that big eye teeth over here. That's where a pig gets his tusks at, only he's got them on the bottom. What do you think this is?
Mr. Futa,
What?
were those people 6 feet tall?
No. About 3.5 feet tall. Just about as tall as you
They
are.
wouldn't get as big as Daddy or Grandpa.
That's all the figure they got.
Were they real hairy? Were they
The people?
cavemen or
Yeah,
Neanderthals?
they was Neanderthal. Pre. What do you think that is? Looks like a head, don't it? You know what that is? You hold that and I'll show you where it goes.
Careful, hang on to it really good, Andy.
No, we're getting from the front end to the back end of the animal. Okay? Ball joint? No. You lay that right in here. Turn it upside down and put it right in there. See how that rolls around?
Oh my gosh.
See how that rolls around in there?
You get a picture of that?
Now, you know what this part is? Raise your leg up. There. Okay. Right here, your rear end, your pelvic bone. This is the pelvic bone, and this part here is the top part of this bone here.
Oh, the top of the thigh.
The socket. This is the socket
That's where
that
they
his
fit
leg
together.
walked in. He walked with this.
So his leg would have come out.
His leg would
So
have
sitting
come
there
out.
like that. Okay.
And this is from a female.
How can you tell?
Different pelvic bone.
Through these little holes over here.
Oh, they darn.
Another one just like that over here. Only I didn't find that socket. 34 years ago, I dug up the leg bone that would go with this. It was about that long. Big, long bone. Here's part of the head. See how light that is? You know why that bone was made that way? That's part of his skull. Some teacher wrote that on there when I had it at school. He was so big and so huge. To carry his body around, if these bones were all solid, he couldn't walk. He'd be so big. So God made him holes in there, honeycomb, and made him light. There's nothing there. It's real light.
He would be able to carry his head.
He couldn't carry nothing.
That would be too
Look at that's real light.
Oh my gosh.
I screwed it all up when I dug it up because my crane bucket is only about 2.5 feet wide.
How do those guys go dig it? So with their hands and or little?
You mean the little people?
No. The people that are really anthropologists that look for that stuff.
You know what they wanted to do to our pond? Dam it off, get pumps in there and pump it out, and go down there and get it all off. I said, right here. I said, you guys screwed me up already a month and a half, because I had more professors and smartasses over here than you could shake a stick at.
Yeah.
I says, I can't tolerate that. I says, I got marl to haul this fall, and from July to August and October, you don't have much time to dry it. But you gotta dig it out of the water, pile it up, and then level it off, and keep driving on it to pack it down so you can have I had 7 tables of bones in the backyard underneath the walnut trees, and the most unruly muddies come from Valparaiso. God almighty. Here's part of his head, or the other. This comes down on the other side over here.
Oh, see that other disc is there. I
The one
see.
See?
about here.
Right there, that come out just about like that.
And then his nose, that back of him
trunk.
is here. His front of it.
His eyes were up here.
Yeah.
His eyes were real small, because he was a real screwy animal. He wasn't made like ours today. Right in here, his eye fit in here. His eyes was way down here where his trunk was.
Wow.
He had real small ears. Not like our elephants today.
Because they were this small.
Oh, our African elephants is real small. They're only about that tall. And they got real big ears. You know why they got them big ears? You don't know why they got big ears. You know why they got big ears?
Stay cool.
They stay
They
cool.
use
Them
those
ears
radios.
keep flapping in the wind.
There's a lot of blood vessels
Yeah,
in
and
there.
the blood vessels.
The
go
blood
through
vessels keep cool by this animal wigging his ears in the wind all the time.
That's
Makes
as opposed to an Asian elephant, right? An African elephant has big ears.
Asian elephants got smaller ears,
Yeah.
but it's
Just-
cooler.
Yeah, it's cool. That's why. That's
Right. Oh, what did I pick up last? See, when I do that in schools and in libraries, they lay out 3 or 4 tables, and I lay that from the head clear to the tail. It's
Yeah.
different.
You go down the line.
Yep. And they give me a chalkboard.
You
I'll draw a
can tell
picture.
where it is, yeah.
Draw a
what
picture of it.
parts you're looking at, yeah.
This one, that's part of it. This is the front. What do you think that is? That is a vertebrae. Turn your neck back and forth. Okay? Right at the base of your brain, by your cerebellum,
In there.
right back here. You got something that looks something similar to this, and that's what your head rocks on. You can move your head all around.
Except yours is only about that.
There's the other one. That's the base of the brain, and this is the next one down to that. They call that the atlas vertebrae. Everybody's got one. Okay? And back from that, these little holes here, that's where the ribs fit in. Only farther back down the animal. See where them holes are right in here? Each one of these ribs has got a little ball on the end of it that fits right in here. And it hooks down and it comes way down. That's an atlas vertebrae, and so is that other one over there on the board.
Do our ribs do that? They tie into.
So you're, oh yeah.
Okay.
You take a pig apart. I dissected one yesterday to hog roast. The back shoulders. Hey, we got electric here. You can run
That's,
it off.
no, I don't have about power supply, but I can run up to 12 volts off the van.
Oh, this is the shoulder blade. This is the part that comes out of the shoulder down to the first part, like it would be to your elbow down at the bottom there. And I had a bunch of little bones. They're here in boxes someplace. That's shoulder blade. Wow. Hard. I need to rid of some jewelry out of the rib bones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, I gotta go tomorrow to the library, I think, so I ain't gonna pack them away. I'll just use it. You kids gonna be here for a while? Not tomorrow, Monday.
No, we gotta leave tonight, in fact.
Well, you ain't going very far. We're supposed to play for a wedding in Fort Wayne next January or June or something.
Oh, really?
All right, Bob.
I don't know. We didn't get any call back. If he did, I didn't talk to Paul.
Oh.
That's another pelvic bone. I got so damn many bones around here, I don't. Oh, you know what this is? Did you ever fall out of a tree? What happens when you fall down? You fall out of a tree. What do you break? The first thing you break. Or if you jump up and down on your ma's bed and you act like a fool and you jump off and you fall on the floor, what do you break? You break your collarbone. This little bone right here.
What is it, baby? Can you feel it?
Right there, that little collarbone. Yeah, that collarbone? That's what that is. That's
It
the
is
collarbone.
fine.
Yeah, sure it is. Is this like where his arm goes then?
No.
The shoulder?
Yeah, this comes in
Ties
here.
into the front of your shoulder, doesn't it? And it comes
Yeah.
down to the top of your rib cage.
I don't know where the hell it moves up at.
Yeah.
This fits right in here, and this slides down some way. I'm on the wrong side. Comes in and fits in up here to his
Your shoulder.
shoulders. That's college.
That's way,
That makes a good cat.
Yeah.
this
No.
is way, this is my arm.
Oh yeah, this is only his collarbone up here. That's up, man.
Isn't it funny how our anatomies are similar? You're pulling out
Everything
lots
is,
of
yeah.
similarities to us 20 million years later in a whole different species.
Every vertebrate. Not every vertebrate. Every
You don't mind
mammal.
me taking, do you?
Every mammal. You know what a mammal is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a
Big
air breathing, and babies are born and they're warm blooded.
Well, yes, right.
Also,
There's two exceptions to that. Platypus and something else. They lay eggs, but it's a warm-blooded animal.
warm blood, yeah.
You know what a platypus is? What is it? It's a goofy thing that looks like a beaver, only he's got a head. It looks funnier than hell, and it's
That
got
looks
a
like a duck.
duck. Right. That's a platypus.
I told you he's not from mine.
You know, be smart when you go to school. Read books, kid. Can you read?
Just start.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just start.
We get
Pretty
dinosaur books from the library. We'll have to get some more.
Yeah, now you
We'll
know.
go back and look at what we've seen here.
Diane's Jolene. She's a pain in the neck. She's got to take her to the library 3-4 times a week. Last year she read 80 books summer vacation. Big books. She can sit down and read a book faster than I can.
That's good. Reading
She
is
gives a book
important.
report on all of it. You know, we kids like they used to do big dumb pull-offs on a farm. They used to have to take a stick and beat them to the read.
You enjoy reading, don't you? He's just
Read.
trying to-
All
Can
you
you go and look at those, Bob? What are those?
Sure, come here.
You want to go see those, Andy?
You come over here and look. If you can get over here to the bones. That's a shoulder blade. I showed you that one. These are vertebrae. This is a vertebrae. That's a vertebrae, and this is the atlas vertebrae that your head wobbles around on. These are all rib bones. I gave a bunch of them rib bones away to East College. I gave some to Indiana University. Purdue didn't want any. They think they're smart down there. They're probably smarter than I am.
Yeah, watch what you say about Purdue.
What? You went to Red?
No, that's.
Did you go there?
Yeah.
I don't know if it manufactures itself.
There might be a lot of mammoths around there.
Okay, right now. Just one time.
Well, hey Bob, what they use marrow for?
Sweeten the ground up. Like
Is that
lime,
what-
like you get this white lime that you sprinkle on your...
Oh yeah.
Is it dry?
No, it's
Well, they
wet.
dry it.
We gotta wait for it to dry out before we can
Oh,
spread
but when you sell it to somebody, you
That,
can
that's
Like out
black.
of the grass, that
Yeah,
whole.
black or red. Now that's a rib bone. You gotta cut it up with the saw.
This is like the marrow in there?
Marrow in the bone.
Yeah.
No, everybody's
Bone
got
marrow,
marrow in
that's
their
what I
bone.
mean, yeah.
That's what purifies your blood.
Yeah.
But this bone is just as hard as a rock. I got my pocket knife, if you little letter nut.
Now,
It's
is
hard.
that petrified?
No.
Okay, that's the way it was.
Was it the hard nut to begin with?
What is this?
And it was that hard to begin with?
See how hard that is? Now, don't you lose this. You good? You take good care of that? You can keep that as long as you live, and you can give that to your kids, and your kids can give it to their kids. And that's from an elephant that's 20 to 25 million years old. That's a piece of a rib bone. I'll give that to you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You own 25 million. You're
20
holding something 25 million years old in your hand.
Maybe you'll have to go home and write a book
But-
about it, huh?
But you never thought that you'd be able to have one of those.
Gosh,
You're the only
That's
kid
a
in
very
Fort Wayne that's
important
got
piece.
This dad.
it's a rib bone,
And
remember?
don't you let nobody kid you that that's from anything else but that.
Okay. The mammoth,
Had one guy,
That's a woolly,
woolly mammoth.
the woolly
mammoth.
mammoth.
He says,